Train travel is having a major moment.
I can kind of see that, yeah, but like, isn't train travel kind of, I know, old-fashioned?
Right, that's what I thought too, but get this, there's a suite coming out on the Venice Simplon Orient Express. It's called the L'Observatoire Suite, and it's going for, get this, 80,000 pounds a night.
80,000 pounds, like seriously.
Yep, that's over 100,000 US dollars. So we're not just talking about your average sleeper car here.
Wow, okay, so that's like a whole different level of luxury. But is it just a fad, for the ultra-rich? Or is there
Yeah.
something more to this whole luxury train travel thing?
That's the big question, right? Is it just novelty, or are people genuinely looking for something different, a different kind of travel experience?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the article suggests that there's a deeper shift happening in how people want to travel.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So, first of all, let's talk about the level of luxury we're seeing on these trains.
Okay.
I mean, forget those cramped little compartments you might be picturing. These trains are like seriously opulent, like five-star hotels on wheels.
Yeah?
We're talking designer suites, gourmet dining, you name it.
Fancy.
I know. And they're bringing in big names too, like Wes Anderson, the filmmaker.
No way. He designed a train.
A whole carriage, actually, on the British Pullman.
Seriously.
It's incredible. And then you have the Royal Scotsman, which just launched these grand suites designed by, I think it was Tristan Auer. He's a Parisian designer.
Wow. So it's not just about the travel itself. It's like a design experience, too.
Right. It's like art and travel colliding.
I like that. It makes sense, though. Like, people are looking for those unique experiences, something that's really, Instagrammable.
Exactly. And you know what's interesting? Belmond, the company behind a lot of these luxury trains, is owned by LVMH, the luxury goods conglomerate.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
So they're bringing that same high-end aesthetic to the world of train travel.
They're like, okay, how do we bring that luxury experience to the rails?
Exactly. And I think it taps into this bigger trend we're seeing in travel, this whole idea of experiential travel, where it's not just about checking things off a list anymore. People want to be immersed. They want something that engages all their senses.
Right, right. They want something they can't get anywhere else.
And then they're willing to pay a premium for it.
I mean, yeah, 80,000 pounds a night will get you that exclusivity for sure.
Exactly. So you're saying these luxury trains are tapping into that desire for something more, for an experience that goes beyond just sightseeing.
Definitely. It's like
Yeah.
taking the slow travel trend to a whole new level,
Yeah. Okay, so slow travel. Explain that one for me.
So slow travel is all about, well, slowing down, right? It's about spending more time in fewer places and really immersing yourself in the local culture, the environment. Less about checking things off a list and more about really truly experiencing a place.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a different mindset, a different approach to travel.
And their article mentions how train travel can offer this sense of like escapism and magic,
Well, yeah,
There's something romantic about it, almost nostalgic, right?
Yeah, like you're stepping back in time, like those old movies with those grand train journeys.
Exactly. It evokes a bygone era of elegant travel.
I could see that. And honestly, remember how exciting it was to see a train as a kid?
Oh, yeah.
I think there's a part of us that still feels that sense of wonder.
The article actually quotes Gary Franklin from Belmont. He said he's seen adults light up like children when they see these luxury trains arrive.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It really captures that childlike excitement, right?
It's like that pure joy of discovery, something we often lose as adults.
So it sounds like luxury train travel isn't just about fancy accommodations. It's about tapping into a different way of traveling, one that's slower, more intentional.
More meaningful, maybe.
Yes, and full of discovery.
I like that. It's like a journey for the soul, not just the body,
Exactly. But is this just a European thing?
Well, that's where a lot of these iconic trains are. But the article actually highlights that luxury train travel is expanding all over the globe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. For example, La Dolce Vita Orient Express, they're planning routes in some pretty interesting places, like Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Uzbekistan.
Wow. Places you wouldn't typically associate with, luxury train travel.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, right? It's like they're opening up new frontiers for this kind of travel experience.
And what about those super exclusive trains, like the Seven Stars in Japan?
Oh, yeah, that one's legendary.
You're getting a booking on one of those is practically impossible.
You're not kidding. It's application only now. They have like 14 suites, something crazy like that, super exclusive.
Wow. So it's clearly tapping into a desire for, something unique, something off the beaten path.
Yeah, it's like The ultimate bragging right for travelers, oh, I managed to snag a spot on the 7 stars.
Exactly. So instead of hopping on a plane and heading to a big city, you can take a luxury train and really experience the countryside, the smaller towns, the landscapes you might otherwise miss.
Right. Slowing down and savoring the journey.
And speaking of savoring the journey, that brings us to the star of the MoneyWeb article, South Africa's Rovo's Rail.
Ah, yes, Rovo's Rail, a classic.
So tell me, what makes Rovo's Rail so special?
Well, for starters, they offer 11, count them, 11 different luxury train safaris across South Africa.
11, now we're talking.
Right. It's not just one route. They've got options galore. And these journeys, they're not short little trips. They range from 11 to 15 days.
Wow, that's a serious commitment to slow travel.
It is. But it allows you to really delve into the beauty and diversity of South Africa.
So what kind of experiences can travelers expect on these safaris?
Oh, everything you can imagine. You're traveling in these beautifully restored, wood-paneled sleeper cars, surrounded by Art Deco antiques and plush furnishings.
Sounds luxurious.
It is. And during these journeys, you get to experience mini safaris, drives through national parks, visits to elephant sanctuaries, even golf outings if you're so inclined.
It's like they've taken all the best of South Africa and curated it into one incredible journey.
Exactly. They've thought of everything.
And I bet the views are incredible.
Oh, absolutely. There's even an open-air balcony in the observation car, so you can fully immerse yourself in the breathtaking South African landscape. Imagine standing there, watching the sun rise over the savannah with a cup of coffee in hand.
Sounds magical.
It is.
But of course, all this luxury comes at a price.
Mm.
We talked about that 80,000 pound suite on the Venice Simplon Orient Express. Even Rovo's Rail starts at $1,796 per person.
Yeah, luxury doesn't come cheap.
So the question is this experience worth the price tag?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And I think it depends on your priorities, right? For some people, it's absolutely worth it. You're getting a level of exclusivity, personalized service, and curated experiences that you just won't find anywhere else.
Yeah, you're paying for a level of, I don't know, craftsmanship, almost, in the experience itself.
Right. It's like a bespoke suit versus something off the rack,
I get it.
But it does raise an interesting question about sustainability. Can this trend grow beyond a niche market? Or is it just a temporary peak fueled by post-pandemic wanderlust? People wanting to splurge after being stuck at home for so long.
Right. Is this something with lasting power, or is it just a fleeting moment in the evolution of travel?
That's what we need to unpack, right?
Yeah.
Are there enough people who are willing to invest in this kind of experience for it to be viable in the long term?
Well, I'm definitely intrigued. Let's dive into those arguments and explore whether this luxury train travel boom is here to stay.
It's a good question. I think there are a few factors at play here.
Okay, like what?
Well, like we were saying before, there's this growing trend of people moving away from material possessions and prioritizing experiences, right?
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that.
It's like, instead of buying the fancy car, they're taking the incredible trip,
Right. It's about collecting memories instead of stuff.
Exactly. And luxury train travel, with its emphasis on slow travel and those carefully curated experiences, it fits right into that trend.
It's like they're packaging the whole experience for you, You don't have to worry about planning every little detail. They've already taken care of it.
It's hassle-free luxury, basically. And then there's the sustainability aspect, too.
Oh, right. Train travel is generally more eco-friendly than flying.
Way more. So for travelers who are environmentally conscious, it's a much more appealing option.
That's a good point. So we've got this trend toward experiential travel, the desire for a slower pace, and the eco-friendly aspect, all pointing towards a bright future for luxury train travel.
Right. But like with any trend, there are always challenges.
Okay, so let's talk about those. We already mentioned the cost, obviously.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Not exactly a budget-friendly vacation.
Nope. And then there's the question of novelty. Will the appeal of luxury train travel fade as it becomes more mainstream?
Right. Will it lose that exclusive allure?
Exactly. Or will it be able to maintain that sense of, being something special, something truly unique?
It's like any luxury good, right? It's got to have that cachet.
Right, exactly. And we can't forget about the competition. As more and more luxury trains enter the market, they're going to have to constantly innovate, offer something truly exceptional to stand out.
So they're walking a tightrope, trying to attract enough passengers to be sustainable, but not so many that it loses that exclusive appeal.
It's a delicate balance for sure.
So you're saying the future of luxury train travel is kind of uncertain?
I wouldn't say uncertain necessarily, more like it's at a crossroads.
Okay, I see what you mean.
It has the potential to become a major force in the travel industry, but it's going to depend on how the industry adapts to these challenges and evolves in the coming years.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Definitely.
Okay, so we've talked about these global trends, the rise of luxury train travel, and we've even gotten a glimpse into what Rovo's Rail offers in South Africa. But what does all this mean for us, for the everyday traveler? What can we take away from this conversation?
I think at the very least, it gives us more options.
Yeah.
It expands our horizons in terms of what's possible when it comes to travel.
Right. It's like opening up a whole new world of possibilities.
Exactly. It shows us that there's another way to experience travel, one that's centered around immersion, luxury, and discovery.
Immersion, luxury, discovery sounds like the tagline for a travel brochure.
Maybe it is.
But it also challenges us to rethink our own approach to travel,
Oh, definitely.
Do we want to rush from one destination to the next, or do we want to savor the journey?
All right, do we want to just check things off a list, or do we want to truly experience a place, connect with the culture, the people, the environment?
It's like the difference between fast food and a gourmet meal, right?
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
One fills you up quickly, the other is a more mindful, savored experience.
And both have their place, right?
Exactly.
Luxury train travel just reminds us that there's another way, a more deliberate way to explore the world.
It's like going back to the roots of travel, when the journey itself was just as important as the destination.
Right. And in a world that's increasingly fast-paced and overwhelming,
Yeah.
I think that's a very appealing concept.
It's definitely making me rethink my travel priorities.
To do.
Earlier, we were talking about Rovo's Rail in South Africa as an example of how these luxury train journeys can be curated to highlight a specific region. What other luxury train experiences around the world come to mind?
Oh, there are so many great ones. Well, you mentioned the 7 stars in Japan earlier.
Oh, yeah, the super exclusive one.
Exactly. That's a fantastic example of how these trains can offer a deep dive into a specific culture. It only have 14 suites, so it's an incredibly intimate and personalized experience.
So it's like you're traveling with a small group of friends almost.
Yeah, there's definitely a sense of community, a shared experience. And the journeys are designed to really showcase the traditional arts, crafts, cuisine, and natural beauty of Kyushu Island.
Wow, so it's like a cultural immersion experience on wheels.
Exactly. Passengers can experience tea ceremonies, traditional theater performances. They can even visit artisan workshops where they can try their hand at crafts like pottery or weaving.
I love that. So it's not just about sightseeing, it's about really engaging with the culture.
Right. And the train itself is designed to reflect traditional Japanese aesthetics, with intricate wood carvings, handcrafted furniture, and panoramic windows that frame the picturesque landscapes.
I can picture it now, and I bet the food is incredible.
Oh, absolutely. They use locally sourced seasonal ingredients to create these exquisite meals that highlight the regional specialties of Kyushu.
Oh, man, now I'm getting hungry.
Right. It's like a feast for the senses. The sights, the sounds, the tastes, the smells, they've thought of everything.
It sounds amazing. It really does seem like these luxury train journeys are all about creating a complete and unforgettable experience.
It's not just transportation, it's a journey for the soul.
I like that.
So, speaking of unforgettable journeys, you know that question we were asking earlier about where would your dream luxury train journey take you?
Yeah.
Have you given it any more thought? I have, actually. I was just thinking about it.
Okay, well, don't keep me in suspense.
Mm.
Where would your dream luxury train take you?
All right, so if I could design my own luxury train adventure, I'd want it to be, well, it'd be like a journey through time, as much as it is through space, you know?
Oh, a journey through time. I like that. Tell me more.
Okay, so I've always been fascinated by ancient civilizations.
Hmm.
So I'd start my journey in Greece.
Okay.
You know, winding through those, like, sun-drenched landscapes, stopping to explore the ruins of Athens and Delphi.
Oh, wow.
Imagine, like, stepping off the train and just walking among those ancient temples, you know, feeling the weight of history all around you.
Yeah. It's like you're stepping back in time, walking in the footsteps of philosophers and heroes.
Exactly. And from Greece, we'd journey across the Aegean Sea to Turkey.
Okay.
We could explore the magnificent Hagia Sophia in Istanbul,
Oh, yeah.
wander through the bustling Grand Bazaar, and maybe even take a hot air balloon ride over Cappadocia.
Oh, wow. With those like otherworldly rock formations?
Right. It would be like something out of a dream.
So you're going from ancient Greece to the wonders of Turkey. What's next on this journey through time?
Well, to continue that theme, we'd venture east, you know, following the ancient Silk Road through Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan.
Yeah. We could visit Samarkand, Bukhara, and Khiva, these cities that are just like steeped in history and culture. Imagine exploring those ancient mosques and madrasas.
It's like you're piecing together a tapestry of ancient cultures, connecting these historical threads through this modern journey.
That's a great way to put it. And of course, no journey through time would be complete without indulging in the local cuisine.
Oh, of course not. The food is like half the experience.
Right. So we'd savor the flavors of Greek moussaka, Turkish delight, and Uzbek pilaf. Each meal would be like a culinary adventure, a chance to really taste the history and culture of each region.
It's amazing how food can transport you to another time and place.
It really is. And to make the experience even richer, we'd have experts on board the train, historians, archaeologists, cultural guides.
Ooh, like that.
Yeah, they could share their knowledge and insights, bring those ancient civilizations to life.
It's like having a personalized history lesson as you travel through time. What a unique way to experience those places.
That's the idea. A journey that feeds the mind, body, and soul.
Well, you've definitely inspired me to start planning my own dream train trip.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear it.
So it sounds like luxury train journeys aren't just about fancy accommodations and gourmet meals. They're about something more. They're about slowing down, savoring the journey, immersing yourself in different cultures and landscapes, and creating memories that will last a lifetime.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into the world of luxury train travel.
Yeah, it has.
We've covered a lot of ground, from those opulent designer suites to the rise of slow travel and the challenges and opportunities facing this growing industry.
We even got to design our own dream train journeys.
We did. And, whether a luxury train journey is in your future or not, I think we can all take something away from this conversation.
For sure.
It's about being more intentional with our travels, seeking out those experiences that truly resonate with us, and finding joy in the journey itself, not just the destination.
Well said. I think that's a great note to end on.
I agree. So until next time, safe travels, everyone, and keep exploring. Immersing yourself in different cultures and landscapes and creating memories that will last a lifetime.